I feel like it's time to establish my literary credentials. You know, sometimes you do a poetry reading. I don't have an English degree. I don't have an MFA. I do have an NEA, which is not a big deal or whatever, but which is fun. I get to pull that out. But you know, it's really important that I say, you know, I'm also a poet. I know how to write in form. So I want to read you an ancient form. It's called an Aubade. Is anyone familiar with the Aubade? Also known as the Aubade, some of you? Yes. So an Aubade is this medieval poetic form, I think, that chivalric knights would write to their lovers in the morning before leaving. So they would get up in the morning before sunrise and write a poem to their lovers who were still sleeping. And so this is a poem called Aubade. It's in that ancient tradition. So I just really need you to take this with the serious poetic intent that it deserves. Aubade with Baja Blast Spiked the gin. In the morning, sunlight oozes thin between blind slats, like cheese from the edges of a quesadilla. I wake, booze bamboozled, blood still sluggish with last night's clumsy desire. We territory the space between skin into something other than fear. He is still here. I admit last night may have benefited if I had not scarfed Taco Bell before we made love. But listen, I didn't know he'd want to top. I didn't know he'd want to mouth my neck. Listen, I didn't plan to drink so much. Didn't anticipate the exhausted gasp spilling everything. Tumult of spew, holy sphincter made uninhabitable by the passage of Dorito Locos Tacos 1 hour later. Does he know what shames I have evacuated for him tonight? I tell him about loneliness. It is a drive-through window and not enough change. I am so clueless, my brief darling. It is possible to be gorgeous and still regret everything. I'm trying to tell the difference between light and what light touches. Between how he talks about his body and how he talks about mine. He tells me it feels better to eat nothing at all. To let the body become a hollow bell singing. He refused even the morsel of a nacho fry, sudden ascetic. He refused every pleasure except my mouth.